Hi, welcome to the 13th tutorial of our Draw Symbol challenge. In this quick tutorial, I'm going to show you how to draw this realistic cherry using pencil colors. So let's get started. So these are the art supplies I'm going to use for this drawing, and you can pause the video right here to note them down. If you don't have Faber-Castell polychromos colors, you can use this equivalence chart to select colors from your Faber-Castell classic color box. So first of all, I'm going to make a rough circle, and you can use any perfectly round object you find nearby. I'm using this masking tape because it's the perfect size to work with. Then use your red 121 to reshape the circle and make a rough outline for the cherry. You don't need to be very precise at this moment. Just get the overall looks right, and you can make any adjustments later if required. Use green 168 for the stalk and use red for the details inside the cherry. Try to get as many details as possible because it will be difficult to find the exact position of the details later when you will fill the base layer. Okay, now use the 121 red color and fill it as a base layer inside the red outline of the cherry. Thoroughly fill the color and add strokes at different angles to fill the paper texture evenly. You can use the circular scribbling method for coloring because it's really an effective method in case of pencil colors. I always forget to use that technique because I mostly work with graphite, and I always use this back and forth stroke technique for shading. But anyways, you can use a blender pencil to blend these strokes together and get an even base. This is an optional step. You can skip it if you want. If you don't have a blender pencil, you can just increase the pressure on the color and use circular scribbling motion for the layering, and you will definitely get even base without blending. And by the way, the real-time version of this tutorial is available on my Patreon profile. Link is in the description. Now for the second layer, I used the slightly darker red 219, but it didn't make much difference because I think you can achieve this similar effect by increasing pressure on 121. Also, if you add too many layers on the paper, it can damage the paper texture and make your drawings look unrealistic later, which it did in my case. So again, it's an optional step. You can just skip to the third layer and then move on. For the third layer, I'm going to use the 225 and add this dark red or maroon color layer in the areas where the color is darker, especially in this lower portion. As I said earlier, I work mostly with graphite, so it's in my default to use the layering method for any drawing that I do. But you can experiment and use only one color like 225 as a base and then add the contrast to see if you can get similar results, because in my opinion the actual learning process is all about experiments. Okay, now I'm going to use the black color and add the contrast in the shadowed portions of the cherry, especially in the middle and lower portion, just like this. Make sure to keep the pressure light and take your time with this step and slowly and thoroughly fill the area with this light black tint. Notice where the contrast is darker and where it is lighter, and add accordingly, and add sharp black color near the water drops and where required. Now for the texture, you can use any sharp tip eraser like Mono Zero Eraser or Perfection Eraser and add these type of light white dots and texture, especially in the areas where the contrast is high, just like this. Notice the direction of these small lines varies from area to area, so add accordingly. And then use your jelly roll pen or electric razor to add sharp white highlights in the water drops and where required. You can also lighten these white lines and dots using a red color if needed, and also use a sharp tip eraser to add soft white highlights in the water drops, etc., and make any adjustments according to your liking. Now for the stalk or stem of the cherry, I'm gonna use this 168 green color to fill it as a base layer, and use the black color to add the contrast on the left side to make it look more realistic and 3D, and add highlights or contrast around it according to your liking or to match with the reference image. So anyways, I hope you are enjoying our Draw Symbol series, which is a month-long challenge where I will upload one tutorial every other day. I designed this for absolute beginners so everyone can join me in this fun-filled drawing challenge. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.